Thank you. Thank you. Please down. Thank you. Secretary Mario Mentejo, Secretary Greg Domingo, Secretary Joel Villanueva, Mr. Fredo Ayala, Mr. Benedict Hernandez, Gillian Birata, delegates of the 4th Annual International Outsourcing Summit, Executives Board Advisory Council, and members of the Business Processing Association of the Philippines, fellow workers of government, honored guests, mga minamahal ko pong kababayan, magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Our people are our greatest asset. Their combination of skill, work ethic, eagerness to learn, creativity, and loyalty is a major part of what makes this nation competitive. Give them the right environment, they flourish, and reap praises from all their employers. For instance, I am told that in other countries, changing your systems and procedures might involve protracted negotiations with unions. Over here, again, I'm told, the process is much simpler. You call in your employees, tell them your objectives, and they readily look for ways and means to effect necessary changes to improve your competitiveness. Take care of the Filipino worker and they begin to identify themselves with their company. The success of the company becomes a personal matter to them. The competitive advantage of the Filipino is increasingly becoming clearer to the world. In fact, according to a study published in April of this year, the Philippines was ranked the world's best country in business English, and I was amazed at this. According to the article, for 2012, results showed that from 76 represented countries worldwide and something like 138,000 who took the test, only the Philippines attained a score above 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 and was the lone country in, may I repeat that? The lone country in the intermediate level. Our 7.11 rating was significantly ahead of the next closest competitor who scored a 6.54. Most of those who took the test had a score of between 4 and 4.5. The IT BPO industry has been capitalizing on these qualities, and they have done that while offering opportunities in country rather than out of our country, keeping our talent here and arresting the social costs of working abroad. You trusted the Filipino worker and they have not let you down. The numbers tell the story, and if you don't mind, may I repeat them? $11 billion in revenue in 2011 with 113,000 new jobs created. We are now the #1 contact center industry in the world, having surpassed India in 2010, whose investments into our country we do welcome. And the momentum continues to build. In 2016, we expect your industry to make $25 billion while employing around 1.3 million Filipinos. And again, if I may repeat, if you want to change those numbers upwards, we will not object. We are fully committed to meeting these projections, God willing. We might even surpass them. We see your sector as an all-important driver of inclusive growth, as catalysts for extending prosperity outside the traditional hubs of commerce and industry in our country. Right now, an increasing number of IT BPO companies are investing in our next wave cities, amongst them Santa Rosa in Laguna, Lipa in Batangas, and Dumaguete. We are also hard at work to make even more places in the Philippines ripe for investment. With the recently concluded framework agreement with the MILF, we are very hopeful that there will come a day in the not-too-distant future when we see a number of IT BPO companies operating in the Bangsamoro. The jobs you create in these areas obviously take on a multiplier effect that goes a long way in developing the countryside. Every person you hire buys products from convenience stores, becomes regular customers of coffee shops, pays their rent, rides public transportation. In short, their employment empowers them as consumers, and the money they spend positively affects several other industries, which can then hire even more people. This is what we like to refer to as a virtuous cycle of inclusive growth, which we are enjoying due in part and definitely to your help. The benefits our countrymen enjoy with the help of your industry are unquestionable, which is why on our end we are assisting you in any way possible to grow even further. Through the leadership of my senior, Secretary Joel Villanueva of TESDA, we have been investing on our people to arm them with the skills they need, not only to gain entry into the industry, but also to flourish and rise up in the ranks as long-term professionals. This is the idea behind our industry-based training for work scholarship program, which was allotted 500 million pesos in 2011. I'm sure that you know all about this. After all, you are our partners in this project, and I remain thankful for your commitment to hire those who graduate from the ITWSP. We are making good progress. As of August this year, I am told that more than 26,500 Filipinos have graduated from the program, and 11,600 of them have already been hired. So I was surprised to hear that there is a labor problem, labor shortage problem. Perhaps Joel can fine-tune his program. We are also looking at other avenues through which we can train those who aspire to enter your industry. Through the work of the Commission on Higher Education, we have been able to implement BPAP's proposal of making available a 21-unit BPO specialization track to IT students. Already, schools like the University of Makati and Asia Pacific College are offering the track, and we feel good about its prospects for preparing students to join your respective companies. Aside from ensuring that the labor force provides your industry with a steady stream of competent, highly trainable graduates, we are also working with other sectors to ensure that the necessary infrastructure is in place to optimize your operations. The level playing field brought about by reform has created a competitive environment for the telecommunications industry, and its major players have committed to expanding their networks with improved broadband capacity and next-generation systems. As you can see, your assistance in ensuring that no Filipino is left behind on the straight path to equitable progress is being reciprocated with assistance from the government. Perhaps as your industry grows, the Filipinos' role in them can diversify into professions that are higher up the value chain. And in our country, we are already seeing it now, from aeronautics to animation to healthcare to engineering design to video game programming. The Filipino has proven that he can compete with the best. The world has begun to see this, and I invite your companies to ride the wave of optimism and bet even more on the skill of the Filipino. At the end of the day, I believe the collective dream of Filipinos is to be number one, not just in answering calls or analyzing data. The dream of the Filipino people is for this country to climb higher and higher, to compete on even ground on the world stage. And we believe that if we all do our part in our respective jobs, in our respective sectors, that if outsourcing summits like this continue to be productive, if people continue to share their ideas with one another and keep an open ear to the ideas of others, and if government continues to support the people who truly make a difference in our society, then I have no doubt in my mind that one day the Philippines will take its place not just at the top of this sector, but near the top of the global community. And before I finish, may we just respond to the points raised earlier by Mr. Ayala. I asked him for a copy of all of the concerns. I would have wanted to answer them point by point right now, but I might miss some of the points that he did raise. But let me assure you that a lot of those concerns are presently being addressed, and we will give you a detailed answer to all of the concerns that were raised. Thank you. Good evening.